Hello. How are you guys doing today? Um, we're going to do a little live video today from my clinic here in Kansas City and talk a little bit about um, some of the things that I feel like is important when it comes to helping your posture, helping your pain, helping you function better, helping your performance, things like that. And kind of get into the details a little bit about what makes exercise therapy unique and what makes exercise therapy different than so many things out there, and helping you maybe if you're doing exercises on your own, if you're doing some routines that you've gotten from us, you're doing the exercises out of my book, which if you don't have a copy of the book, you can buy it on Amazon, Amazon.com. Just type in Pain Free Life and my name, Travis Parrott, Perret. And you can also or you can go to the website www.painfreelifebook.com, and you can actually download a free copy of the book. All right, so if you don't mind reading it on your computer or your tablet or something like that, you can download a copy of it. But you can also get it on Amazon. You can also get it on Kindle. So I think it's like 99 cents or something like that for 1.99 or something like that on Kindle. So you can get it like that. It's got exercises in the back of it, so you can actually can do them. But wanted to talk a little bit today about exercise, right? I'm a big believer. Obviously, I've been doing this for 25 years and written a number one best-selling book about it. But it's about exercise. I believe exercise is a very important component to feeling better and moving better. And when I say exercise, I'm not talking about just like random exercise where you just go to the gym every day, or right, or you're putting in. I mean, I think that exercise is good, but I believe there's more of a fundamental, deeper uh, reasoning for our body that needs the proper movement, the proper functioning. If you think about the human body has been around for in our form for 300, 400,000 years, right? We've been around this way. They've found fossils of the human body three from 400,000 years old. If you think about it, so for how many years have we been hunting and gathering then, right? We've been hunting and gathering for hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, within, when was the agricultural revolution? Maybe 1700s, I don't know, 1800s, something like that, right? The agricultural revolution is what started to bring communities into more, village, more cities, things like that, which, decreased the need for hunting and gathering. And so our bodies, we didn't need it as a society to be hunters and gatherers. So we didn't need to go climb a tree for an apple, or swim across the creek to go find our food. We didn't have to, even just with having water that was cleaner and water that we could use wells. I think I read in a book one time that the average person 100,000 years ago had to walk 5 miles a day to find water, just to find water so they could survive. I mean, we can't survive without water for, I think it's like 3 days or something crazy like that. We can survive without food for a lot longer, but we can't survive without water but for a few days. So we're meant to be up and walking and moving, right? So exercise really is just a fundamental aspect of us humans being human. I believe nutrition is that way as well. Now, we don't specialize in nutrition, we specialize in anatomy, functional movement, and exercise. But we do believe, if you think about, even what it's, the diets, a lot of the diets that they have now, talking about, eating what we ate at 100,000 years ago, tubulars and roots and things like that. natural, whole food, that kind of stuff. We believe exercise is that way as well, right? We need to have natural, holistic exercise. And we believe here at Exercise Therapy of Kansas City that it can actually help fix your pain, right? And so, we didn't invent any exercise that we give. We've stolen them from everywhere, from stretching books. I mean, it's almost impossible to invent an exercise these days because there's just they've been around for so long, right? Yoga, Pilates, high school gym class, whatever it is. So we didn't invent any of the exercises we give. Now we might modify them a lot to change them up. So we might mix them up or add, hey, lift your arm here when you're doing this, whatever it may be, to modify it specifically. But the key, I believe, to when you're doing postural therapy, doing work with alignment, is the order of them is going to be the most important part, right? So I see it as a funnel, right? All exercise is good, but the more specific you can make it for the individual down here, the better it is for them, right? So going for a walk is a general exercise. Well, it's great, and it's good for you. But if you've been sitting for 4 hours at a desk at work, 6 hours, 8 hours, if you've been doing that for 10 years, and you're like, well, I go out and I go for a walk every day, or every other day, or 3-4 days a week. Well, that's not specific enough, right? In our funnel, it's not specific enough to the individual and the negative stuff that's coming into their bodies to counterbalance that negative. Sure, it's better than nothing. It's better than not doing any exercise. But if they could do things that are specific for their posture, specifically to negate whatever bad effects have happened in their life or their day, sitting in a car, sitting at work, or even sometimes vice versa, standing all day. If you're working at a place where you're actually on your feet all day long, you're a teacher or a beautician, factory worker, or something like that, that can be just as bad for you too. So we've got to do specific stuff. So that's the importance of what we do with exercise. Is not just like, hey, here's a general set of exercise. You could go to Google and you could Google back pain exercises, right? And you're going to get millions of them. But which ones are good for you specifically? Which ones could hurt you and make it worse, right? You've got to be careful with that. So that's where, getting a routine that's specific based on an evaluation, on functional movements, on seeing where your body needs the work. If you have a hip that's moving and twisting when it shouldn't be twisting, our hips shouldn't twist. They should work in extension and flexion, right? They shouldn't rotate as we walk, especially more one side than the other side. But if they are doing that's a clue that something in those muscles, maybe a tightness or weakness or some imbalance, is happening that's creating that movement. That kind of movement over a long period of time can start to wear your back out, because if you're twisting in your hips and your spine's twisting, well, that could start to wear your back out. But if your hips are moving like they should, extension, flexion, and your spine is moving like it should, it's going to make it feel better. It's going to make it last longer, right? So that's the important. With what we do, we believe that's probably the most important part, is getting the exercises in the right order that's specific for the individual. So the exercises in the book, they're not very specific, but they're good general stuff. So if you have back pain and you're like, well, I'm going to try some to see how it goes, we've had people that call us and say, hey, I've been doing the exercises for the book for the last few months, and it's amazing how good I feel. Well, that's great. They didn't need something more specific. They were able to move and function with that. But some people are like, my pain's pretty bad, and I've been living with dysfunction a long time. They need something more specific, and that's what we do through the evaluations of determining, functional movements and imbalances. We give them a routine. But also, a thing with the exercises is if you do the same exercises for too long, you'll actually tend to plateau. And then actually, if you keep doing them, you'll actually backslide a little bit. Even though you're exercising, it'll backslide a little bit. Maybe not all the way down to as bad as it was before. But if you change the exercises before you plateau and you change them, you're going to get to where you're feeling better up here faster. So you started down here and you worked your way up and up, and if you change them on a regular basis, it'll get you to be functional and moving better, right? We don't believe that you have to be, and then, if you're changing them, like rotating through old ones, it's enough stimulus, change of stimulus to keep you kind of going when you're feeling better. And we want to plateau here at the top when you're feeling good, not here at the bottom when you're feeling bad, right? And so that's one of the keys too when it comes to exercise and the importance of exercise. Um, but doing them in the right order, really, and doing them with somebody that can actually, has experience in coaching you, so it doesn't make your issues worse. We want to be able to make you feel better and move better. And it's not about a magic exercise or a magic wand. We don't sell here a magic exercise. Oh, do this exercise and you're healed. It's a program. It's a coaching program to get you from where you are here feeling bad to where you're feeling better, moving better, doing the things you love to do. Right? I just got off the phone with a lady that's in her 70s, and she was like, I love to hike. I love to be out in the yard. I love to be, raking and working in my yard, but she can't because of the pain. And she doesn't want to take the shots. She doesn't want to do the surgery. She doesn't want to do the pain pills. So she's like, I'm just living with it, and I happen to see something about you, and I'm curious. And I'm like, you don't have to live with this. This is something you don't have to live with. You can be proactive to feel better. And to do that, you gotta find an expert. You gotta find somebody that knows what they're doing. Invest in your own health, right? So that's the reasons, kind of why one of the reasons why we feel we help people so well. I mean, we feel through the exercise, it's not just an exercise, but it's about finding the right exercises for the person that's going to work the best to get them to feel better and move better, right? Learning about your specific body, learning about how the body's moving, what your body needs to function better. And that's the important part of it, and what we do, I think, that makes us different than physical therapy, makes us different than personal training, makes us different than yoga or Pilates, all of that kind of stuff. We're based around the blueprint of the human body, the functioning, the way we're meant to function, hunt and gather and function, right? How do we know what that looks like? Is if we go to the National Geographic magazine, you can look at an Amazon tribe and look at their posture in those magazines, and you'll be like, oh, look how their posture's shoulders back, butt out, back arched, right? They're not sucking and tucking. They got their belly sticking out, their butt up, their shoulders back. That's how we know those kind of things is we use that kind of history, that kind of information, and then apply it to us. So, all right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free just to shoot me a direct message on here and say hello. Welcome to the group. If you're new to the group and you're watching this video for the first time, we're looking to really expand this. So let your friends and family know if they've got pain. I have a Facebook group called Back Pain Exercise Therapy Solutions, and that's more specific to back pain. This group is going to be a little bit more about functional movement, education, other pain issues, things like that. This is going to be kind of the hub of our community with exercise therapy of Kansas City. So I'm glad to have you. Feel free to make comments in the on our page and on our site and in our group, and let us know what you're going through, and let us know what kind of pain issues you're having and things like that. So again, check out my book. You can get it on Amazon.com, Pain Free Life by Travis Parrott, or go to the link www.painfreelifebook.com, and you can download a free copy from there. So, all right, we'll look forward to talking with you guys again and doing one of these again down the road and getting a little bit detailed of how we can help you, how you can look at life, feel better, move better, things like that. So, all right, thank you.